Just my face, chat. We don't get to talk about Twitter just yet. But welcome to another episode of Lorcana After Dark. I'm your host, yours truly, HYPEEEEEE. Welcome to the show. There's a lot to talk about. INKLANDS, boys and girls. We got INKLANDS, chat. Chat, we got INKLANDS. Chat, we have officially arrived in the INKLANDS. We said for 3 months, and then we got it. We got here, and now it's the best time to be playing the game, right? There's so many new cars, so many new things. We're going, man. There's so much to talk about. In a couple, I will show the Twitter thread we discussed, which, by the way, 4K views on that thread, which is crazy. Shout out to you guys. But there's a lot to talk about. There's a lot to discuss. There's a lot to do. And I honestly don't know where to start, chat. I guess I'll go through with my experience with INKLANDS. Last Thursday was the release day. And, well, Thursday midnight release was my first experience with the cards. It is so weird, though, chat, that we, like, being on Twitter space and, like, internet, you realize that, like, not every person that plays the Lorcana game knows all the cards. That was cool. I was like, oh, this card does this. I was like, what? You read this card? It was like, yeah. You know, and it was it was weird. It was like, wait, some people just don't know. I mean, I understand. Like, I get it. Completely makes sense. Like, though, it's not like, oh my god, people are out of the internet. No. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is it's just a weird feeling for the person to be like, oh, look, I packed, I don't know, like the Helga. I'm like, dude, like, I was there when that got card announced. Like, I was like, oh my god. You know, that was just one of those things where I feel like it's cool. It was cool. I was like, oh, Churney, that's exciting. It's like, what does that do? It's like, just read it. It's fun. So, I don't know. That was a fun experience. And then I bought two booster boxes. Two booster boxes. Chat. I bought two booster boxes. Did not pack an enchanted. Because the boxes that were bought before me had them. Oh. Chat, if you ever buy boxes with friends, advice, just an advice, buy it from separate cases. Like, how do I say this? So, like, don't buy, chat, don't buy, like, right after each other. You know what I mean? Like, or ask for, like, hi Destin, hi. We're talking about like, because my friend packed Enchanted, right? And I was the person to buy a box right after him. So, like, if roles were reversed, if I was the one here, and if he was the one here, I would have been the one with Chernabog, and he would have been the one with not Chernabog. You know what I mean? And that's great. Like, I'm all for it. Let's go get all the Enchanteds. All the homies deserve it, right? But it's like, I want one too. So that was my first experience. That does suck. It does truly suck. But, like, that's the thing with buying boxes with friends, right? Or, like, packs or anything like that. When you have a concept of, like, oh, we should buy packs, and your friend packs it, it's because they bought it before that. And, like, now your chances are zero. And because it's impossible to get two. Like, it is, but, like, you already know. Like, that's the thing with it. It's like, now I'm mathematically eliminated from the competition. There's no point, and it's all sad from here. And smart thing, obviously not the degenerate thing would be probably keep them sealed. Because, you know, you're not going to put, like, I need all the cards. I need my Cusco Palace foils, which we're going to talk about. We are going to talk about Cusco's Palace trauma that I'm going through. Again, dramatic. I wrote a poem. I did it all, so I get to be traumatic. Okay? I get to be dramatic about my experience. That's all. It's not real, chat. It's not real, but I will be dramatic. But so that day I packed a decent amount of cards. I posted about it. I packed, like, I don't know, like 8. Oh, we have, yeah. I'll do the poem. Did well. Poem did so well on Twitter. I am not understanding why. It was a very goofy one, and it was great. I'll read it. But so day one, I didn't go to work because I was sick. Chat, I was sick. I was still sick. You know, last Friday I was sick. So I didn't go to work, but I was like, oh, let me. What time is it, chat? Oh, also wondering if there's like sweat marks because I just came back from the gym. But anyway, so I was like, I was so sick. I was like, what should cheer me up? Oh my goodness, the same morning. Guess what, chat? Oh my God, Disney Springs had their sale in the morning, and I was like, well, you know, I'm not feeling too well, but you know what will help me feel better? Well, chat, you know what made me feel better? Opening some packs, baby. Yes, sir. And then better than medication, honestly. Honestly, better. But so I got all of my stuff. Hold on, chat. Hold on. The most important. These are why I went for it. This is exactly so. These are the reason why I'm going to Disney Springs every release. Look at them. You know, it's so hard to find these, and I have both of them because I went there. Look, chat. Look at them. So that's the reason why I went. But I bought everything because I'm a degenerate, obviously. Didn't pack anything good. I packed an Ursula, and then I packed. What did I pack, chat? I packed a Kita, I believe, and it was my first Kita. I was like, oh, Queen, so good. Um, so that was exciting. Only my, I got the only Moana. Ooh, nice, nice. The Moana one is my favorite. Like, I'm a big Moana is like one of my favorite Disney movies of all time, and this is really pretty. So very excited for that. Very very excited for that. But yeah, no, I went, bought all the stuff, didn't pack anything good, and I was like, I'm still itching. I need more. Feed me more. Feed me more. So I bought more packs, which means 2 more booster boxes. Actually, I'm lying. I bought a case. Chat, I bought a case. Chat, I bought a case. Why did he do that? Because, you know, I was like, case, you're guaranteed at least 1 enchanted. I'm really looking for 2, Kita or Cusco's Palace. So if I don't get anything other than those, I'll just sell it out, sell all my extras, make the money, get the Kita. Well, chat, guess what didn't happen? I didn't pack an enchanted. Oh, chat, I didn't pack an enchanted. Why doesn't he pack anything good? Ah, heartbreak. Ah, heartbreak. I'm 6 box in, by the way. No enchanteds, which is fine. Listen, in the whole, no enchanteds in the whole case. Again, I've seen it happen. This actually happened live. Friday as well. With to Jack Patillo, which is very sad. He's my homie, and I was very rooting for him because he's looking for morph, and I was like, you can pack morph, no problem. Didn't. Ouch. Ouch. So that was also a problem that we kind of encountered while that was happening. That there's boxes with no enchanteds. That's tough. That's really tough. But so after that, chat, I did something that I probably shouldn't have done, but I did it anyway, which is I got in my feelings on Friday, right? I was like, I have nothing good going on. And let me see. Chat, my tweets do so much better than my video stuff. It's so sad. But so we're gonna talk about this one. Can you guys see it? Hell yeah, you can. So as you can see, that's me being really sad. so so I posted this, right? And let me read it out to you real quick. 6 boxes, no enchanteds. He cried in dismay. Each booster bag opened, hope held at bay. His queen teases him with a wink and a jest. That's Kita, by the way. Yet the card he seeks remains a distant quest. Oh, Chad, he's so good at this. But yeah, and I was like, yeah, I am being dramatic. So what? Sue me, you know? So we discussed this, right? It's kind of neat. It's kind of neat, chat. I was like, let me, you know, I cooked. So it's a little poem with me and Kita, because I'm all I want is a Kita and a Cusco's Palace, which Shout out to the community for being so nice and like helping me out getting one. The sad boy makes it right, doesn't it? Like I did so well. This was one of my favorite things I did, and you know, yeah, boys doing numbers. It's cool. It's cool. It's cool, chat. We're doing it. But but yeah, no, the sad boy was really. I even got the blue lights, the emo, the e boy. Oh, it was so good. It was good. Oh, it's a good poem too. And I got teased into making a whole ballad eventually. I'm probably gonna add some more into this because the journey is still continuing. But um, but yeah. So I made a little sad song about how I feel about my favorite. Yeah, no, and so the more tragic part of all this, right? I opened so I did the math. I opened about about like I want to say like 100 plus 24 times 4 is what 96, right? Yeah, 96. And then I opened two churros, so that's another 16. So we're at like 112 plus two gift boxes. So that's what, another 8. So we're 120 packs. And no enchantments, which is okay, whatever. High number, sure. But because it's 1 out of 96, but that's not guaranteed. We know math. It doesn't work like that. And the worst part about all of this is I'm almost done with the whole set, like from all the legendary playsets, trading in and out, bunch of other cards, moved around, bunch of stuff. I'm missing Piglets, Eric's, Prince Eric's, like 1 or 2 of them, and that's about it. And then it's just legendaries that I'm missing, which is only like 6 of them. So I'm only missing like 10 cards from the whole set to be done immediately, which is really cool. But because I bought like I bought Kita's under $10. I bought like what else? I bought some bunch of cards that was just cheap and available. Like Jim Hawkins is going up right now, so I bought a couple of those. So I'm almost done with the set. But yeah, no cold foil Cusco Palaces. No Cusco Palaces, chat. No foil, zero foil, and I need 4 of them because I don't think I'll ever play the card honestly. Because like I've tried, it's not working, and I'm gonna make it work, but it's hard, man. It's so hard. But so it's unlucky. It's really unlucky. No cold foil Cusco Palace. I'm not even talking about the enchanted. I'm kind of giving up on the enchanted. I'm just gonna buy them. It's gonna be okay. But no cold foil Cusco Palaces hurt. That's what really hurt. Because like I have a playset of foiled fangs, and for those that don't know, Fang is the rare location that you can get for Emerald, and I got 4 of those foil, which is great. I should be, you know, I should be grateful, but I can't. I just can't get enough. Shout out Rihanna. But yeah, so that's kind of been my introduction to INKLANDS, which have been a little cursed, which is making me question things, chat. I am a little curious about what's to come in the future, and I'm a little worried that we might not get a single enchanted this set, because I'm not gonna buy a lot of packs anymore. But that's okay. We're here to not talk about myself anymore because I've done it enough. You guys are tired of it. I'm aware, but you know, entertainment. So Amo, hello. So I'm here to talk about another thread that we did as well, which is a flex zone for those who are new and about to hang out. So let's see if I can find it. Boom. All right. So Twitter thread. We got like 15 minutes. So I'm actually gonna record this. So it should be fun. This is the first like recording of, just because these are gonna go to YouTube now. We're gonna slowly transitioning clips and bits and bytes into recording to YouTube, right? That's kind of the gist now. We're gonna clip some of these, move it, and it's gonna be cool. So Twitter thread time, right? Love the shirt. Thank you, thank you. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. So, I posted on Monday, Lorcana After Dark thread. Inklands are here. Did you open any packs? This is your flex zone. So this was like, what y'all got? You know, what y'all packing? What y'all getting? What y'all got? That kind of stuff. So I was like, let me see your bling. Let me see that bling blow. What's up? This will be on the show. I'll start. This was my uh no enchanted, but you know, we did all right flex. Sold a couple of these already to someone very special, and then the Lucky Diamond Kitas, no one seems to be interested. But other than that, we need two more of that, one more of the Grandma, and the Jafars, and then we'll be done. We'll be all done. So this was my flex. I'm almost done with the set, which is really, really exciting. Also, my mat is cute. So that was two flex, 4,000, which is crazy. So B Squared was like, "What up? You want a little more? You got a lot of Robin Hoods." I was like, "They need new homes," so we did one of these, and yeah, so that's kind of cool. Brando, his one and only enchanted, beautiful stuff. Who doesn't want more enchanteds? I really think it's really charming that I know people don't like it, and I get it, but I do like it. I mean, I like all enchanters. I think that's where we're getting at, in this set especially. So this was really cute. I really loved it. R&B with shout out R&B, by the way. If you don't watch good gameplay, you should. And then he's like, "Let me flex my stuff." He said, I'm a boss up real quick," which he did. He packed two enchanteds, which must be nice. And then the top part is all Kita, Jafar, Milo, Ursula, Lucky Dime, and the Robin Hoods are all foils. Two Kitas, three Perditas. Yeah, you see it. You see what's going on. And that's a lot of them. So, you know, nice little flex R&B. Nice. Good job. Inkspot gets me. Just he gets me. He does get me. He understands me. That's why he's forever beloved in the Cusco world. He's forever the homie. Cuscotopia, I don't have it, as you can see. Uh, one of the best accounts in Twitter as well. We got retro recharge with. I was able to crack one pack. Got a Grandma. Looking to brew around, which hopefully we'll be able to crack at one point. Adam with. Oh, why can it be me? Oh, I want it to be me so bad. See, that's yep. That was me 6 hours ago. Still the same correction. And then we got Mr. Jose with a Grandma Tala and Scrooge McDuck. First box at first box two enchanters, chat. Whoa! My first box I picked up. Okay, go off, King. Ewok baseball with I like this card. I do like this. I like all the enchantments, but really pretty. Chernobog, really cool, really exciting. But yeah, the money card, Smoky Pokey, money card app. Smoky Poke, Smoky Poke. Ursula, phenomenal. Money card, money card, absolutely banging. That is a banger, chat. That is a banger, and I know bangers. Okay. How'd you get six drivers? Only got one Jafar. Well, chat, because I got unlucky. What? Crazy. He got unlucky. Yeah. And we got Peter Pan here. Beautiful, beautiful. I do want the Jafars. That's the next pickups. And then we got Lord of the Rings. Two enchanteds, and he packed his cards. Why can't it be me? But yeah, he two McDucks and a beautiful picture of actual Scrooge. So that was really cool. Coda with actual flex of the game. Signed cards by the artist France. Um, 3 enchanteds, more signs, and these are the promos, by the way. These are the promos, yes, indeed. All the promos. So these are really, really cool. I highly recommend those. Um, after only 2 booster boxes, 1 gift set, and 2 drafts, I think it's personal. Um, Ryan, you didn't have to do this to me. I refuse to believe this is real. This is not real, and this is coping. I'm coping. This is probably real. But why can't it be me? We got Mr. Gilligabite, with Ursula. I'm so excited that people are packing the Ursula. Like, Ursula packs, let's go. Cusco packs, I'm jealous. You know what I mean? Um, so it's kind of crazy, but I'm okay with people packing that. But Cusco, I'm sad. You know what I mean? So that's pretty cool. Spencer with a churney. We love a churney, man. We love a good churney. Um, and then that's kind of it. We got nice pools, man. We got nice pools. But this is crazy though. Like, actually crazy. This is so crazy. Cusco's palace, like, this is money, 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 money. Jesus. But yeah, chat. Crazy stuff. Wowza is all my reactions. So, I'm getting teased a lot here. Is what we're learning. What's up, Bennett? You're making me drink the lemon lime Kool-Aid. Are we still running discard? But yeah, so I'm getting teased. This is all teasing. This is all teasing and pain. Shout out. Ooh, 9,000. Let's go, chat. We did it. It was a 399. Whoever viewed it, shout out. Was it me? It doesn't count if it's me. So, no, it's not me. It's cool. Shout out 4,000. Shout out. Shout out to everyone that's here, by the way, chat. But yeah, no, just my face here. Back to me. Back to me. This is my show. It's me. It's me and me, myself, and I. But yeah, so we got, like, the cool stuff. So we're the ones that I'm gonna do a little tour here. Look. Oh, wait. So, this is this is what we do. This is what we get. This is the key item, right? This is the air. This is kind of the coolest thing you could have gotten. What is up, questing for lore? How are ya? Wah. And then we got, the Stitch. Two of my favorite things. So chat, it's pretty cool. Inklands was fun. Now we got 3 out of 4. Yeah, we got 3 out of 4 mats. I'm good. I'm good. Killing the show, man. I'm just chilling. Worked out. My shoulders look buff. Yeah, chat. So there's so much to talk about as well. Next hour we'll talk about everything from what's good, what we want to play, what are we thinking. I'm gonna look at some decks that I've seen around. I'm gonna talk about Jonty's Pirate deck specifically because that's the deck I'm really, really been playing, and I'm kind of dissect it on the show in the second hour. We're gonna discuss why I like it, why we should consider changing things around. But I'm a net decker, so it doesn't matter. What I say doesn't really matter. I'm gonna 3-1 or X1 every event I go to with the decks that I'll be playing that I'll be stealing from you. So that's kind of how it works. I X1 or X2 any event, doesn't matter what deck I play, it doesn't matter how well I'm playing, I will always X2 or X1. So it's okay. I'm a forever top 25%, but never top 8 guy. So it's just one of those things. And but yeah, so there's so much to talk about regarding, like, Inkland's ability to kind of the pricing are a little tough, which I do want to kind of discuss the ones I'm missing personally because I've been keeping up with those more. Jafar is a little interesting here. I really don't think there's hype around it just yet, just because it is expensive and people are not buying it. But it went down a little bit. Let me see if we can live screen this thing. Yeah, so So this is kind of where it's at when it comes to like pricing. I was at like $50 at some point. Around, yeah, it was selling for 50. It went down to 30. If the game doesn't break this card, if people aren't playing this card, which from the events that I've seen, I've been around, looking around. Steel Amethyst is seeing a little bit of play, but to a point where it's not necessarily like Jafar is going to be the next Rapunzel in the set. But still scary to be looking at. I do genuinely want to pick this up if it hits $20. That's kind of where I'm at with this card right now. And the other ones that I do want to talk about. Yeah. So, stop buying this card so I can buy it. $76 for the Cusco Palace is very, very pretty. However, it's the cheapest enchanted, and I hope it stays that way so I can eat them alive. So people don't buy the Cusco's Palace, which is really good for me. Sucks for everyone else. But it's a one-string pony. I'm easy to stop if you know who's coming, Jafar. Yeah, I think that's the problem it's dealing with as well. But yeah, it's just better cards out there. It's still the high-end legendary for sure, but the fact that like some rares are more expensive than legendaries in the set is kind of crazy. But again, it's probably just wait around type of deal. Jim Hawkins is the interesting one of the set. I think a lot of pirate decks on YouTube is definitely helping. But it's a good card for any Ruby occasion. So yeah, so it was sitting at like $20-ish at one point, and now you're not seeing anything about 28, which is kind of the sitting price that it's at. And this is one of those cards that it might just jump up to 50, like Sad Beast, if with more events coming up. And yeah, so it's just one of those things where we're going to be definitely looking forward to if it goes down. If it goes up, kind of screwed. If it goes down, fantastic. Which kind of, if I was a betting man, which I would think that, again, not advice. This is not advice. Because don't listen to me ever when it comes to anything. Just hang out. This show kind of doesn't. We're not experts. But if I was to guess, I would think Jafar would go down while Jim Hawking will be on the rise because Jim Hawking is finding more homes in 4 of decks. So I would definitely see that coming. And the biggest, like, oh no, it might go really up is the Robin Hood because I think steel decks are going to be really, really strong. And just like we saw Sad Beast, it's definitely one of those cards that you're going to be playing 2 or 3 of. A lot of decks are going to struggle to change it out with Sad Beast, but you can still shift it, do a lot, because a lot of people are playing the Goon Robin. Shout out to Lorcana Goons. So that's kind of the other thing we got as well with Kita and Grandma, all that stuff. Those are the cards that you kind of want to watch out. But yeah, so kind of quick little market review as well. I'll kind of dive in more which cards I really want to play. But without further ado, I'm going to go sit down now because it's guest time, baby. This is my favorite part of the chat where I get to kind of sit down, hang out. Yeah, hold on, chat. No socks in the wild. Chat. I should probably. Okay, so let's get going. Do 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 do. Okay. All right. Without further ado, turn for 2, baby. Let's get it. Ooh. Hello, hello.
See?
Hey, hold on. You're a little low. But that's okay.
Turn my gain up.
Just a little bit.
Is that better?
Yes, better for sure.
What's good?
Not much. Thank you so much for coming in. INKLANDS is here. Everything's going
Yeah.
good. Just been a kind of crazy couple of like days now. From Friday to now, people are running around getting their play sets, whatever they want to play. But how was your experience been? How was just
So,
INKLANDS been?
if you recall, I was 0 for 500 packs
Yes.
for Enchanteds.
Yes.
I have opened 3 already. and it's about damn time is really all I gotta say to that. I got a Chernabog, I got a Maleficent, and I got a Kita. Back to back days.
Back days. I'm not jealous about Takeda, but Mister, why don't you kind of talk about why Lorcana, how Lorcana, who Lorcana, what Lorcana, what? Just tell me the story, man. What got you in?
So, I've been playing card games for a long time. I don't want to date myself, but it's a lot of years. Let's see. Math. Like 30.
Okay, okay.
I started with a Star Trek card game. Then my sister was playing Magic. I played Magic with her. And then I got into Yu-Gi-Oh for a while. I know that was one of your jams.
Oh yeah, we love a good Yu-Gi-Oh.
Um, and then I played Pokemon for its inception till effectively now. I still play it,
Okay.
and it's always been one of my favorite IPs. I played all the video games. If I had a web camera that worked right now, I would show you the ridiculous amount of Pokemon behind me. But um, it was always a really fun game. But I was getting kind of stale. It was getting stale. I don't know if it was the meta or just how I've gone to 4 or 3, excuse me, regional events and just kept bricking and bricking and bricking, and it was just I needed a fresh restart. And to be fair, when I first heard about this game, I'm like, oh, I love card games. I love Disney. Sounds like a home run, but I can't get into another card game because, oh, fun fact, I also play the Final Fantasy
Oh
game. So,
no.
yes. So, just cardboard all over my basement. And I'm like, I'm not going to play another game. And then I'm like, it's Disney. I got to give it a shot. It's always been one of my things. And I just went to the first event. It was just you get 6 packs. It was like a sealed event. You get 6 packs, make a deck, go off to town. And I looked at the cards and I'm like, these are cool. These are my favorite characters. And I had watched a video on how to play right before I went to the event. I'm like, oh, seems like an interesting gameplay loop. And then I played a couple games and I'm like, oh, oh no.
It's over.
Um, why did it have to be good?
Why
And
does it have to be good?
I was just enjoying it so much. And I'm like, you know what? I guess I have to put something else on the back burner. So I effectively paused on Final Fantasy. I'll still buy a booster here and there, but I'm not building right now. I've really obviously heads deep into Lorcana. That's why Anthony and I came up with the podcast. So it's so fun. It has so many interesting little tidbits, and I can't think of any other possible thing in the world that will bring a group of men and women together in the middle of a room and just randomly singing Disney songs while they're playing games. It's
So
friggin'
good.
awesome.
So good. I love that everyone that like's been around talking to me about this. Everyone's like, this game is so friendly, and
It is.
it's just so like I don't, it's the Disney magic. I know it's so cheesy, but like it is that Disney
You're not
magic.
wrong.
Like
You're
it
not
has
wrong.
that like power of friendship feel to it that kind of you just fall in love with, and I just so cool. And with the new set, I think people are just coming back because people are a little tired of it, and it's like, oh,
Yeah.
okay, I don't want to play the same things over and over again. New cards, new meta, new everything, and it's just been so fascinating. Are you building anything right now? What's the
Am I building anything?
oh sauce?
I have cooking time is live. I have been just going nuts building all sorts of different things. I see a card, I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna build around it. I have, I think, 16, 17 just, throw around decks on Dreamborn where I've just been kind of putting them together.
Uh huh.
And I have been actively practicing with 3 of them. Unfortunately, every single one of them has steel, so I have to swap cards here around.
Steel is
But
tough.
I have another deck that Anthony and I have been working on
Oh, okay.
that is Amber Sapphire, and it ramps insanely fast. I'm telling, like,
Grima?
yes, and
Are we trying to
to
break
be fair,
Grima?
trying to break it. It hasn't happened yet. I don't think that card is quite good enough to break, but it's a great card and it's been a lot of fun when it does work. But originally, Anthony's like, I can't put this deck together because I don't have bells. I'm not going to put bells in the deck. I'm like, okay, fine, don't put bells in the deck. And then we played three, 4 games with it, and he's getting to 9 and 10 ink on turn 5 and turn 6.
Oh,
And I'm just like, how can you not play Bell? Like,
such a win con
you're
that
just
thing.
gonna, yeah, so fast. So they
Oh
have to deal with it the turn that it's played. But there's so many cool combos, so many fun things, and I could talk your ear off about my decks. It's
Oh
just,
no, go on. That's
yes.
that's why you're here for, man. What do you mean talking
Oh,
to me? That you're literally here to do that.
to talk your ear
Yeah.
off.
What are we?
All
What
right,
are we
so
building? What is the
I'll give
build
you,
that's
I'll give
like
you
gets you the
my
most
three,
excited?
my three steel builds. The one that is most excited for me is Beasts and Octopi, which is just all the
Huh?
beasts, and it's called Beasts and Octopi. It's Steel Beast, Green Beast, and a lot of Ursulas,
Oh.
and it has a lot of fun songs in it. Oh, that's the wrong version. Hold up. I've been trying to hone it. It's actually called the Turn for Two deck because if the combo goes off, which is actually not built around getting the combo's more of just like
Uh huh.
a bonus with it. When you get to do it, then you get to use Beast Relentless to turn for two, turn for two, turn for two, and win the game.
Oh.
So it's very thematic to the podcast. So that's kind of what originally attracted me to it. And then I've just been messing around with it to kind of hone it and work it. And it's been working really, really well. And it's a lot of fun. I'm obsessed with Morph. So
Oh.
when I told you I opened those 3 enchanteds, that's true, but I have sold all 3 of them since and
Gotta
bought
get
3 Morph because I love Morph.
Okay, okay, of course. Gotta get the morph. I get it. I get you. I get you. Everyone's chasing morph. I really like
I,
that. It's so
I
cool.
think that this card's going to be really powerful for a really long time.
Oh
It's
yeah.
just, it's opens, just sad beast on turn 3 is all you have to say. It's silly.
So good.
Uh,
If it stays on the board, you're just so
yeah,
much value.
and yeah, everybody's like, oh, well, it dies easy. I'm like, okay, but sometimes it doesn't.
And that's really good. Sometimes it's just
I,
sometimes things just work, you know. And we thought
exactly.
about that one, like, hey man, it
I
dies, I
also,
get it. But like, if it doesn't,
exactly. And I don't mind if somebody uses their kill spell on it. It's like, okay, you
of
used your
course,
kill spell to kill something that cost me 2.
yeah,
I'll play another one. Or, all right, fine. You're not gonna kill the thing I actually care about.
right.
And there's like a lot of fakes you can do in this deck. So as soon as you put down Green Beast, they have to assume that you're gonna go off the next turn, so he becomes a lightning rod as well. And there's just so many things that people just have to deal with as soon as you play them, and you can just get other things set up. Like I actually run Nottingham, Prince
Ooh,
John's castle,
yeah.
the 2 cost 1/6 a location.
Oh, okay, okay.
I because people are so busy dealing with everything else that's on there, it's just getting me passive lore, and usually has to be attacked twice. I understand that Maui is a thing, and people will keep talking about that, but it's still most of the time is turning you and getting you Lord. And if Maui ends up going at Nottingham, it's not going at your guy, and you can maybe revenge kill him with a couple of little guys. So it's been working really well. I've been getting a lot of passive lore, and people are not paying attention to it.
Yeah, it's just one of those things. Yeah, yeah. It's been. I like the steal. I think Zach Biven said it last week. Well, not last week, yesterday at the Lumineers podcast that
Hmm.
emeralds might be the best color, and we're so up right now.
Yeah,
As of
Emerald's
this
got
year, morph,
it got real powerful.
Two Ursulas that are like really
I
solid.
I have to give a shout out to Kit Cloud Kicker too. That card is silly.
Oh
I
yeah.
originally was not big on it, but a friend of mine turned me onto it, and that card is really, really good.
Oh
Just
yeah.
when somebody plays Morph turn 2, and then you like, all right, I play Kit Cloud Kicker, and it bounces it back into their hand. That's like they're just lost a turn, and you establish to do it on the board. And there's so many things that have 2 strength or less that you wouldn't even think about, and it pops them up just as well as it pops anything else up. It's been surprisingly powerful. Pop up a Sheriff of Nottingham, or I guess you could do a Flavor Sham. It's just like if they have extra items anyway, they're gonna play it again, but they're wasting all of their
Yeah.
resource to play it again. So it's bounces a lot of targets you wouldn't think about, and it's been really powerful.
It's a really good tempo changer for any like I know one of the bigger decks that are people are kind of like really playing into is the Emerald Amethyst, and
Yeah, green purple. Yeah,
it's just like such a good tempo changer at turn 3. I know you want to play like your Ursula or whatever, but if you don't
right.
have it, that's really going to be able to get rid of some really sticky situations that are just annoying for a deck that doesn't have a lot of removal other than just bouncing. So turn three
One of,
bounce is solid, definitely. And yeah, it's just really exciting to see like this. I don't know, this meta change almost. I know it's so soon, but like the
well, yeah.
some big events that are coming out. I know there's some Ruby Amethyst, but like, is it the hype, or do you think it's potentially changes finally upon us?
Well, change has to be upon us because every time a new set comes out, there's just so many more possibilities.
Right.
And I think that the reason that, set one and set two meta quote unquote got stale is because there's only so many cards when you're first starting a card game. You only have 408 cards to choose from. What is it? There's 34, so 68 in each color. There's really not that many options, and half of those aren't even playable. So there's only so many combinations before you kind of quote unquote solve it, right? And I think that there's so many other things now that work against Ruby Amethyst being that dominant force. Because again, think about the 2-cost Ursula Deceiver.
Oh,
When you play that, you're popping that right out of their hand. That was huge. As soon as that card existed, it's like, okay, well, now that deck is on its heels. There's the final, angle of the triangle instead of a straight line. And there finally is like that sort of rock paper scissors when we were really only playing with rock and scissors before. So
yeah.
uh, I think that it's very important that they have established cards that will fight against it.
Mm-hmm.
But I am honestly a little scared of Amethyst Emerald. It's really powerful.
Yeah.
I think just people are going to be playing a lot of Smash and other things that
Mm-hmm.
kill Ursula because that card's so good.
Kill it.
Um, my favorite play with Ursula is to sing Mother Knows Best. That is such a huge swing.
Two bounce. Yeah.
Yeah, you're just resetting their entire board, and you're still got her on the field. So,
Mm-hmm.
are they going to reestablish that character, or are they going to play the kill spell to kill the Ursula, and they still don't have anything in play? It's just,
So
uh,
powerful.
and then there's the card draw. There's the bounce with Mim, which was already overpowered and everything else anyway. So, it's a force to be reckoned with, but it's too early to see what the what's the answer to it. What's going to
Right.
work with it.
For sure. I mean, historically, this. It's like set comes out, the aggro decks and all that stuff take over for a little bit, and then
Mm-hmm.
goes
Mm-hmm.
back to your casual control takes over because people kind of practiced it, honed it, and made sure all the counters are taken care of. So it's definitely a nice little intro. But I think from like general consensus and like from like competitive players speaking as well, I think people are kind of like these cards are just really good and they might
Yeah.
change the thing because like yeah, the reason why Ruby Amethyst was so good was like those control impacts, but now you can get rid of them. You can just absolutely don't have to deal with them with a card that has no answer. You play your Ursula turn 2, there's no like you can't negate it, right? It's just
Right. It just
you
happens.
can't counter it,
Exactly.
you can't ash block. There's no counter.
Mm-hmm.
And
Feels nice.
it's just so nice. And I think that's gonna get rid of like the wheel is no longer a problem for steel decks if you're playing Emerald. It's just there's so many answers that we were kind of begging for,
Yeah.
but at the same time, you got to be a little. Oh, my gain is too high now. Okay, well, but yeah, no. So it's just gonna be one of those things where, like you said, rock paper scissors, and hopefully it doesn't turn. I mean, I hope it turns into Spock and the other.
Yeah,
Yeah,
dynamite and
yeah.
whatever else, lasers. It doesn't
Yeah,
matter. Give
just
me something else.
give me
I think,
everything else. But yeah, so it's gonna be just one of those things where it's gonna be exciting. The guests. Oh, the guests. Oh,
oh,
I see. I
wait,
see. I
wait.
see. Okay, no, you're good. You might be good. Okay. Um.
You got me.
Yeah. Yeah. You're good. You should be good now. I hope. Yeah. The only thing is I can't hear like outside. Like I can't hear what they hear, and that's a problem. But it's okay. Show
Right.
us five episodes in. This is live. Everything happens for a reason.
That's right. That's how we
But
learn.
we learn, we get better, and the only thing that we can do is just to improve. But so with the set, you said there's a bunch of decks. How do you
Hmm.
feel about pirates?
So one of the decks that I built originally was Steel Ruby, and it
Okay,
was it revolves around pirates and the ships,
pirates.
and I love it. It's something I've already been messing around with. It's one of the three.
Oh,
It's really solid.
and like
Let me see. I got.
I'm a little like I'm not the best like control player just historically. and
Sure.
like the pirate deck just feels so like easy to play. And that's like it's a really nice thing. I feel like it's just like play your good cards and you win the game, and that's what it's
Yeah.
been like really feeling to me. This is the inkwell that the Jaunty posted, and I kind of been net decking it, making some shifts and changes with the numbers. Some cards don't really like stuff like that, but overall, I think there's just so much potential with the pirates, and like as a fan of tribal decks overall, I think this is really fun, and this is like the first like true, like reliable tribal option we have, even though it's not just pirates.
Right.
It's really nice.
There's a lot of fun lines. I mean, the what version that I have, I don't. I'm I'm in commercial mode on you, so I can't see exactly what you're
Oh
bringing
no,
up
it's
on.
fine. No, it's just your Robin Hood. I mean, it's just your Captain Hook, Mr. Smee, John Silver, Prince
Yep.
Eric, Jim
Yep.
Hawkins, and then it just plays good card piles as well with like Tinkerbell, Sad Beast, Maui.
Yeah.
Then it
Okay.
just has like the locations with Bayou, Agrabah, and the Legacy. My version plays the all three Ruby locations, but
Yes, I play the Jolly Roger as well. I really
it's just
like
got to
that.
be on theme, a little bit more theme
Fair.
option. It just helps me feel more in tune. But I think that's the deck I'm bringing like tomorrow, for example. I'm gonna bring that to my league, because
Okay.
why not? What? Because
That's the
like
best part of League right now is everybody's just trying out whatever they want. What's
yeah,
the new stuff? You don't think, okay, I'm gonna play 4 Ruby Amethyst. It's gonna be, oh, there's gonna be a whole bunch of decks that I don't know what's going on. It's the best part of League. First couple of weeks when a new set comes out, seeing all those new decks. It's
uh,
fantastic.
right, and it's just yeah, I definitely agree. And for me, my leagues are always casual, but like it's the best part.
Yeah.
It's just the
Hmm.
best part. Trying out something, you're like, oh, I can bring this to tournament on Saturday or whatever, and then you try it out and it works and it's great. So I think it's the best part. It's the best time to play Lorcana, if I do say so myself.
I couldn't agree more. I was looking at the list you have up with that. So that's not your list because that's the one running Bayou. You're saying you run Agrabah instead of, or you run the Jolly Roger instead of the Bayou.
Yes. I run two copies of each other location, and I brought two more jollies instead of the 3x3 Agrabah, just to have more options.
Okay. Yeah, I run the Nottingham over
The Bayou,
the
Agrabah.
Agrabah
Okay,
actually. Yeah.
yeah,
I
okay,
really
that makes sense. I like those. But yeah, so it's just the tinkering part is the most entertaining part right now,
hmm
and it sounds like you're doing a lot of that.
Yeah.
And
I've just been I can't get enough right now.
oh, it's the best time. The cooking sessions are real, man. I'm really excited
Yes.
to hear that you're doing it. But the other big thing I do want to talk about is Turn for Two podcast. Kind of introduced me this phenomenal format. Would you want to talk about it?
Yeah, so as we talked about with you, it's called Stories format. It has multiple names that other people have said in passing, but that's what I landed on. And it's effectively the same rules as Lorcana has, where you have 2 colors that you can make your deck out of, but instead of 2 colors, you have 2 IPs or properties or whatever you want to call them. Stories is what we go with, and then you can use any color you want, and it allows people to make decks themed around movies that they like, or there's a competitive aspect to it. A couple of my friends and I have been making kind of competitive versions of the
Uh-huh.
decks that they have, and that's a lot of fun. But I think it introduces people who just like Disney. So it's like, oh, what's your favorite movie? Oh, I like Aladdin and Tangled. Okay, here, boom, here's a deck for you. Now enjoy this game. And
Right.
they get to see their favorite characters and then engage in a game. So I see that you have the stories
Yes.
format list up.
I
It's
know this is not
almost
updated
done.
yet.
It is taking a lot
I
longer
can
than I thought.
imagine.
It's a lot harder.
I can
Uh,
imagine. But yeah, no. So it's the master list for anyone that's interested. You can kind of just go into the link and it will have all the cards you need soon with the set 3 stuff. And yeah, you just pick two and go absolutely crazy.
I really really love the upgrades that Into the Inklands brought. I'll tell you a quick couple of them.
Uh-huh.
So Atlantis alone, just being that
Just
didn't exist
gorgeous.
before.
Yeah.
So you get your Milos, your Kitas, your Lyle, your Helga, all that whole
Hmm.
package, and if you want to mess around with that, Rescuers is technically also a new one, but I feel like that's just kind of
Right.
in its infancy right now. It's not
Yeah.
really doing much. Treasure Planet got Morph. It got the
Oh,
Red
that's a big
Gym.
deal. Morph is a big, big deal.
Yeah, so Treasure Planet becomes a really good extra story if you want that one, just kind of as your side story.
Uh-huh.
Um, it got the new Jim, it got the new John. Like there's just so many good cards that came out of that. Hercules got the Titans package, and then along came Zeus, so that now has some more removal and kind of an engine in the Titan package.
Yeah. Yeah, no, this
Uh,
is
Rob Robin Hood got went nuts. like
oh
there's
my God, Robin Hood is oh, it's so exciting.
there's the Little John, the Prince John, the Robin Hood, the Sheriff of Nottingham. There's
Hmm.
so many pieces that got, and it became from oh, there's a couple of cards in here that are decent, and you can even see on Robin Hood on the list there. I haven't gotten to that because most of them are later on in the
Yeah.
color alphabet. It gets really really good. DuckTales, obviously, tons of big stuff in there with
Oh,
Scrooge, the
so exciting.
nephews,
DuckTales
all the
stuff is
Magicas.
oh, that alone, like you can just like crack an item deck if you really try.
Yeah, to be fair, in my opinion, the item deck is DuckTales and Beauty and Beast. You
Yeah.
can really put it together. It does a lot of silly things. Little Mermaid got Prince Eric, the Ursulas, the Cursed
Oh.
Merfolk. That got a lot stronger.
Oh yeah.
So a lot of these stories were not quite as strong, and there was kind of a propensity of my friends to pick, 7 or 8 of them that were really kind of strong. Now there's plenty to do. I think the one that got the biggest upgrade was Moana. It
Oh,
got
interesting. That's very interesting. Hold on. Yeah, I'm curious now.
so that it got last ditch effort, that sort of kill spell that
Uh-huh.
has Maui on it, that purple card.
Yeah.
It got the Hey Hey, it got Montanui, the Gramatalas,
Oh, the tallest are
um,
solid. Even the small ones are
the
really good.
even the whale Maui is good in stories because
Interesting.
it's not cool. It's sometimes you don't have a kill spell that can take out an 8/8. So it really kind of opens up some lines there. Maui's hook is really big. How far I'll go, just
Oh.
lots of big pieces that were gained out of it. So it's been a lot of fun. I'm actually going to be hosting a couple of stories format tournaments.
Nice.
The first one is actually an all female one. I've been talking with a couple of the girls at Live Laugh Lorcana, and by that I mean one of them, Kate, to just see if they would be interested because I feel like they're one of the groups that really represents women in the game.
Oh, for sure.
And I was talking to them about it, so we're going to try to set up a webcam game to do that. I'm going to figure out some prizing. I have our sponsor for the cast has been giving us prizing, so we're going to get some stuff together for that. And it's you can't do it right now because the Glimmer Gauntlet's going on,
Oh yeah.
and
The gauntlet's getting everyone busy. I won't lie.
right. So I don't want to step on those toes, nor would I even be able to compete with those toes if I wanted to. So I'm just letting that whole thing go and kind of just enjoying it as they do it. But after that, I'm going to be doing a similar thing with that. But I want to get stories format in people's minds. I want it to be that thing they want to take to their locals and just be like, why don't we have a stories format night tonight? Or just have a couple of your guys be like, okay, did you bring a stories deck? We can just play one of those. And you would see, and you could still play it competitively, as I know
Uh-huh.
ultimately card games, people are big into competitive,
Yeah.
and I love that. I support that. But you can also just play it as, okay, this is just a fun couple of movies, or you just say, hey, what 2 movies do you want me to get? That's how,
Yeah.
Anthony and I do on the podcast. We're like, all right, people just give us 2 different movies. We'll make a deck and see, kind
Oh
of duke it
yeah.
out.
Love it.
It just ends up being a lot of fun, and I think it makes it accessible to young people, old people, anybody who wants to play. Like I told you on my podcast, I was going to get my parents to do it. I haven't seen them since, unfortunately. But I was talking to my mom about it, and she's one of my, of course, avid followers on uh, to feed the algorithm
Let's
on Spotify
go. That's
for
what we
different
need. No,
ages.
no, no. That's the real love right there. Cause like the unknown algorithms is where you want to go. And who's gonna do it
Right.
better than Ma?
That's right. Yeah, and she's very supportive in that, and she says she listens occasionally but doesn't understand, and I'm like, that's fine, but I'm going to introduce the game to her because she's why I love Disney the way that I do.
Aw.
It was always like the big thing for
I
our
love
family
this.
is that my parents are like they busted their ass to get where they are and where I am, and I couldn't thank them enough for it. But they took us to Disney World. I have two sisters.
Hmm.
They took all of us to Disney World, and it was magic. It was you can't
Same.
even explain it. It was an experience like no other, and
Yeah.
it changed my outlook on what there is to do out there. And we watched all the movies, and I sang all the songs, and
So amazing.
it's so just to bring that to her now in a card game and to play a passion that I already have for card games, it's just been a home run. And I really have been liking the stories format. Like I said, I'm gonna finish the list tonight, honestly,
Let's go.
and I'm just gonna grind it out. I have another probably 2 hours of work on it. I've just been very busy. People are very ill this time of year, so I have a ton of patience. But it's been a lot. I've been having a lot of fun with it, and I can't you know thank you enough for allowing us into the your space with this, because
Yeah, of course, of course.
I'm
Real quick,
I'm new to the
Jeffries, thanks for the
technology
raid.
world.
11 people.
Oh,
Hi, 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 Jeffries. But yeah, no, the stories format. Such a big fan. I was gonna join play the tournament. Life happened, unfortunately, so I couldn't.
it's all good. It's all
So,
good. We're
but
gonna do
like,
more. Don't worry
I
about it.
want to do. When you said the webcams, that's something I would definitely be able to do, especially if you give me like, hey, do it this time, that time. I'm gonna be
Yeah.
there, and I mean, I'm kind of gonna give away my deck because like two of my favorite characters are already in the game, but
Mm.
we're we're gonna be playing something definitely too obvious, but we'll make it work. I think there's something to do. But yeah, no.
I
If you ever if you ever want to have an extra goofy person on that possibility, let me know. I'll definitely be able to get into that gameplay with you.
I would love to have you. Absolutely. There's I unfortunately your one of your stories did not get any cards in case you other than one
We
location.
don't talk about we don't talk
I'm sorry.
we
I'm so
just
sorry.
it's fine. It's fine. It's still the best card, okay? Leave me alone. Let me
it's,
cope,
it's
man. It's okay.
I
Set
felt
four, we're so up. Set four, we're so up. Cause like the Cusco's Palace, the Enchanted has like the green things on it. That feels lore
yeah,
important. And in set four, according to Steve, that did the interview on France in France, he talked about how
near friends.
near France, somewhere in France. It's just at France. I don't know. But he talked about how chapter four is the finale of this little saga we got, right?
Okay.
And there's a chance because Yzma was important. We got okay. I'm coping here a little bit, but there's a chance. So, but yeah, it's gonna be tough. But I gotta bring some magic to the stories land. Bring what the meta is. Define the
Yeah,
meta
I
myself.
I would love to. That's another fun thing about it is defining the stories meta.
Definitely.
There's some stronger stories than others, but I think that we could find a special space for Emperor's New Groove for you.
It's coming. I'm gonna put that special place. I'm gonna make that happen. Uh, but yeah. But thank you so much for being on the show. It's always nice talking to one of my favorite little podcasts I get to listen to. But before I head you off to the rest of your night, I do want to say anyone that I really really appreciate it. It's an honor to have you. But where can people find you, man? How can we find stories format, which is honestly one of my favorite side formats of most games I've played. So this is definitely something that any Lorcana player should definitely check out because stories format, double feature, whatever you want to call it, this is so fun and I cannot recommend it enough.
Well, I really appreciate that, Breezy. So you can find. So I'm Rob and Anthony. Our podcast is Turn for Two. You can find it on Apple Music, YouTube, Spotify. We're on Twitter. We have a Discord. It's all put together on our link tree, which is linktr.ee/Turn for Two. All of those socials are on there. You can access them. And I look forward to you guys just talk to me. What do you want to do for stories? That's one of my big things. It's one of the things I like to have. And I believe the link for the master list is in there. Is it not, Breezy?
Yeah. Do you want me to just link tree it?
Sure.
Okay,
That's fine.
I'm just gonna link tree it. You can find everything Turn for Two related. I cannot recommend them enough. And yeah, it's gonna be in the chat, and then everything else we'll be able to. Yeah, we got questing for lore being interested in already, so it's just gotta share the word. I
Appreciate
really
it.
love
Thank
the
you so
lore. I
much. I
love the
really
lore,
appreciate it, guys.
and yeah, have a wonderful night. Again, thank you and honor to have you on the show, and hope to hear and be on your shows and talk more because you guys are like phenomenal people, and I love chatting with y'all. But
Really appreciate it, Breezy. Thank you so much. We look forward to having you again, my friend.
or have a great night. Bye.
Bye bye.
Chat. Getting up time. Chat. It's over. I'm so sad. I love my interviews, man. These are so fun. Like, can I like this is so cool. Cause like stories format. Okay, we're back to ADHD person. Okay. So first of all, hi work mom, hi work moms, hi. I'm so sorry. I try to not like get distracted by the chat when I have a guest over. But hi, I miss you guys. Hi. And Jeffries, oh my god, stop doing these to me, Jeffries. I love you. Never gonna stop loving you. I can't say the rest because I like to keep the show PG, and yeah, so we're not gonna do the rest. But I love you. Never gonna stop loving you. Um, thank you, thank you. So hour two is gonna look a little different. So there's so much to talk about. Lorcana, INKLANDS. I already done the thread. I already showed you the poem, but I already did a little market review. We did a little bit of everything already. But the thing that I want to talk about is something that I really care about, which is emeralds. Chat. You know, if you have been around in the show and have been around my Twitterverse, just anything that you kind of see me in Lorcana, you know I like a certain card, and it just happens to be Emerald. And the rise, if you will, of Emperor is coming. So when it comes to competitive, I'll still play Emerald probably. I'm playing Pirates in my leagues, like I said. But if I'm gonna bring a big boy, I think it's time to bring my favorite color scheme from set one. The first 1K I ever been to, Amethyst Emerald, aggro. I really loved it. It had a lot of potential. I had a 4-2, didn't top. I got like, I got like ninth, I believe, like ninth through 11th, like somewhere around there. Just the bottom almost made it to top. But the tempo deck that we kind of discussed is really, really is something that is keeping my eye at bay. I think has a lot of potential. I think it's catching on to people. But it's just something that we should be thinking about. It's something that we should definitely be thinking about because it's really solid. I think there's a lot of potential in it, and yeah, it's kind of the bounce control decks that are kind of coming out. Uh, Emerald is so good. I'm gonna be playing it as well. I know you're playing the Ping Pow Wapow version, right? I mean you've seen the copy pasta, discard, draw, all that fun stuff. I just chat. I wish I knew why that is happening, but I like. Hold on, I'm gonna show you something really funny. You see that? I can't stop that. I don't know what to do. It's scary. It scares me that it moves. And yeah, this is one of the examples I just kind of found. This is kind of the wait if I can find. But yeah, chat. I don't like that is happening. Why is it happening, chat? Uh, why is it moving? Stop! I can't stop them. Can I just refresh? Will that stop it? It's scaring me. Oh, stop moving. No! Okay, I don't like it. That makes me really uncomfortable. Chat, why is it doing that? But yeah, hold on. If I can find. But yeah, so the bounce decks that I want to talk about is really scary because the tempo that it creates, which is a tempo deck, is like just gaining the advantage over time, beating it out, curving it out, doing better than your opponent, as you know. So it's one of those things where I'm really, 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 really looking forward to playing. Will I put Cusco in it? Probably. Sorry about it. Um, so that definitely is something we'll be doing, moving forward, and the meta is definitely shifting. Chat. Like I said, I think like we said actually, the shift in which we're seeing cards move. This is Lorcana decklist deck actually. Let's kind of bring it out. This deck is kind of what I'm gonna run. With Cusco in it, definitely. I just cause Emerald is so good. I'm gonna be playing it. Fingers crossed, it would be so nice. Cusco in an aggro deck is actually still good in my opinion. I think it'd be fun. So the thing is, okay, so
Boom,
the thing
baby!
is, woo! Ryan M Designs. Woo, 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 woo. Thanks so much for the follow. Boom, baby. Boom, baby. Come on, let's go. Bang. That's not, wait, hold on. Chat. I can't. He kicks so high. Funny thing, he kicks really high. Like he goes wham, and that's pretty impressive. Like, chat. He goes. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. He goes high, chat. He goes high. Like he goes like wow. You know? That's really high. That hurt. But thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate you. But that did hurt. Um, not because I went to the gym. It's just because ow. But yeah. So let's. Who else kicks in a follow? Right. That's why you follow this guy. You get kicks. You get jumping jacks. No, I don't do jumping jacks. That's high. I know he kicks really high to open that door because his hand, like at that movie, you see his foot go down, and then he boom babies. That like goes like super, you know, it goes really high for that door, and it's quite impressive. Cusco, shout out Cusco and his kicking power. That's why he's a llama, by the way. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. But yeah. People like, hey, you struggle with focusing? Yes. Shout out. But Lorcana deck lists. Shout out Lorcana at the Lorcana decks. On Twitter, he built this deck, and I will probably playing something really really similar, if not the same. Crab is good. I think we'll kind of see how we feel about Crab. But so he got the Chernobox followers, which is that card is really good, chat. Like that card is really really good. Rafiki, it's the challenger. It's solid. The hyena effect is really really useless. But there's only one hyena in the game. But hyena format is upon us eventually, is what we learned. Kick Cloud's kicker is underrated too. Can be a huge tempo swing. Absolutely impact. I really like that as well as an option, and because of that, I like. I want the promo. I want to get 4 of that like immediately because no shift for kit. Isn't that blue? Is there an emerald shift? Is there? Why am I drawing a blank? Oh yeah, no, it is. Okay, cool. Yeah, no, I seen it in the high five turquoise deck. Yeah. Mother knows best, of course. It's great. Madam Mim at 2. This copy. I'm not sure how I'm gonna play. I'm kind of testing it out myself. I have the pirate deck, this deck, and another deck that I want to work on. I usually have 3 of 6, like the all colors played into 3 decks. That way, if you have option, like you can play against this exact deck. Yeah, it's kind of busted, and if you want to play competitively, I think this is kind of taking over, and it's a little scary because of the cards that we're going to be talking about in a couple minutes. Which is Madam Mim, Snake is cool. Flynn Rider is one of my favorite 2-drops in the game to this day. I think it has a lot of potential always, just because it's such a good target to get removed. It sucks. It's sponging and removal is really good. It dies to grab your sword, but like if it made it to grab your sword, unless you're playing Steel Song, you're doing great. Um, Ursula is game breaking because if you play Flynn Rider, then Ursula, grab your sword is no longer a problem. Just saying. because when you play the card, you get to choose a song. Bounce. See you later, song. Goodbye, song. Hi. You don't have to play the song anymore. You can't do it because Ursula said no. And it's really solid because bananas. And then we got Madam and Fox, which was one of the most impactful cards in the meta last set, alongside with the Merlin Goat and the Rabbit. And Maleficent, the 3-drop. You always want to see it. You always want to draw more cards. Merlin Crab is also a good option. We love crabs, so it's always good. Kit, Curse Motherfucker and Fleur to make it really hard to get ahead of this. Yeah, exactly. It's like, what are you removing? It's all a problem. It's all a problem. 0-1 is, don't, like, the fact that this card is basically the 1-drop, but better, is so insane to me. Because, like, the 1-1s never cared about doing the 1 damage. Like, 99% of the time. The 1 time is like, you tag Simba, now you can kill it with a 2-2. Not often that it would come up. So the fact that this card just 0-1, that's the only minus it took, and it gained an ability that is so much stronger than the 1 power, makes this card incredibly strong. And I cannot believe that they just added into... Yeah, it's just your Lilo and Maleficent from set 1, but so much better. So much better. It's so crazy that this card is an Emerald card, because I'm really hyped for it, because I think this deck is really how I used to play in set 1, and I did really well with it, and I think this is going to be my comeback to playing better, because set 2, I'm not going to lie, we're struggling out there. Yeah, Kit, Tempo Breaker, being able to bounce a 2 or less power around turn 3 is just shifting in momentum again. So being able to do a lot there is really, really solid. Because we discussed in the interview, there's just so much versatility in where we can discuss, we can remove things out of the game, bounce it out, not out of the game, but bounce it. So now they have to play it again, and it's an important turn 4. Turn 4 cares a lot, especially in a lot of decks, and like Sapphire Steel, your turn 4 was really important because you want to skip to 5, so that card becomes ink now, and you got less things to worry about. So it really breaks down those momentums for decks that really need the curve to be good. And then Ursula, which is where game really starts shifting, IMO, is the 3-drop Ursula with the ability that is basically absolutely bonkers. Let's just pull it up, because you've seen it, I've seen it, but we will talk about it even more. Ursula. Yeah. So whenever this sings a song, guess what? You do it again. So it says, sing the song, you may play that song again from your discard for free. For free, chat. For free. You play it for free. Chat, you don't have to pay another cost. This card can sing a song that's under 3, and it will do it again. Twice. So that now is really, really strong. Because we're going to go after the songs again, but I'll talk about it when we get there. Because those songs are really, really strong. This deck doesn't play the Bibbidi-Bobbidi-Bo. Ursula might be crazy. I don't know, man. The ban conversation is so... I think Jafar was having it last time. It's a little tough, but I think this is really, really strong. And I'm scared, chat. I'm scared. I got 4 of that, luckily. I think this card is going to be the Mr. Sad Beast of the set, just because I think Emerald is going to take a lot of games away from people. The only difference that I'm doing in this deck for sure on top of my head is I am playing Bibbidi-Bobbidi-Bo. So that is definitely a big shift in that sense. The deck is a little tight, but I think what I'm cutting is the Rafikis. Even though it's really good, I'd rather drop Churn or Cursed Merfolk instead. And yeah, so that's kind of the difference, because Bibbidi-Bobbidi-Bo into a goat will win you games. So Bibbidi-Bobbidi-Bo into a goat means you play your goat, lore 1, you Bibbidi-Bobbidi-Bo the goat, back to hand, lore 2, Bibbidi-Bobbidi-Bo song 2, bop. That's pretty good. So, or you can quest it and then bounce back, back, back. It's a really good combo. It's a really, really so. Thank you. Have a great night, Ammo. Bye, bye. Always nice seeing you. See you Thursday if you want to stop by. Guests are crazy. Thursday guests are crazy. But yeah, so Ursula is really, really strong. Merlins are the I believe Lorcana Goons is a very big on Merlin Rabbit is one of the best cards in set 2, which I do think I agree because it just generates so much draw power by himself, especially if you have other bounces. And I genuinely think it is true. So having more draw power in a deck that was struggling to draw in set 1 is really, really impactful. And then we got 2 copies of Genie, which is really, really strong. Just more balance. You can BBD Bobbity Bo the Genie as well in my build, which is fun. It is a little bit more situational, but I think it's just a more win more, and ya boy loves win more. Ya boy loves win more buttons. That's why I really like the Jafar. It's just a win more card for a deck that I was already winning, so I was really looking forward to it. But now the songs are Friends on the Other Side and Mother Knows Best. Those cards are really, really good if you sing it twice. You know, those cards were really good if you played it once, but let's just assume that if you did it twice, it's really good. You know? A draw 2 now is becoming draw 4 is really good. Your your bounce a card to hand is bounce 2 cards to your hand is really, really good. And that is why this deck slaps because those songs are broken now. But yeah, we love those cards. But again, Mother Knows Best at late game isn't do much, but this deck doesn't want to go to the late game anyway. But and then last but not least, the card that I don't think I'm running is the Queen's Castle. It is one of the best locations, I believe, to play. And I cannot believe that it is a card that just draws you X amount of cards, where your X is determined by however many cards you have in the location, which is really, really exciting, especially for me. But yeah, so that's the deck that I'm really looking forward to alongside my pirate deck that we showed earlier. But I do want to kind of dig deeper into it as well as we kind of see what I have been up to with my deck choices. The only problem with the combinations that I have, um, the only thing that I have when it comes to that is that the what I like to do, what I recommend people to do if they have like the play sets of all the cards, and I think it's really fun, is that build 3 decks that are all different colors, and just play the 3 decks. With the decks that I picked, the problem is now Amber Sapphire is the last deck, and I love you, I love you, Rob, but I don't want to play Amber Sapphire. So we might have to figure something out there. I might just do Ruby. I might just do Ruby Amber as well because Pirate deck doesn't use the Amber Ruby options other than Prince Eric. You gotta send me the list. Make me a believer. Make me a believer. So then I can believe in the believe. Um, but yeah, so that's kind of where we're at. Da, da, da. But yeah, so Goon! Hi Goon! Ember Sapphire has access to the 2 cost 4 singers. Sing How Far I'll Go. Ooh, okay. See, you have to I should do this too. But or Miss Bianca. Do you use both? That's pretty pog. That's really good if that's the case. But I think just it's just one of those things where wait, I don't have Wait, chat. I should make it. Chat. For future, remind me to make a channel. Goon, hi Goon. What's up, Goon? I shout you out quite a bit in this. I realize, without really trying to. So, but yeah. So we should be more prepared when it comes to adding people to my Discord before I start the show. That would be very smart of me. But we don't do smart things in the chat because this is why this show stinks. So we don't prepare enough. But that's the whole point. We if you know anything, be prepared. No, we are never prepared. We absolutely don't do that. So we're gonna dive into my pirates chat. Pirates are important. Pirates are so important. Where's my boy Inkwell? We're just kind of hanging out at this point. Like, there's no point other than talking about some cool decks. Chat. I do want to talk about this deck. I did already, but I kind of want to break it down a little bit. 4 copies of Captain Hook and Tiana at your turn 1 is really solid. Turn 2 has really unlocked an option with Mr. Shmi. Mr. Shmi is very, very strong. Because it's a 2/3/3 with 2 lore. The Piglet Pirate has become a villain for me. Oh, you're playing Amber Amethyst, right? Is that the case? But that Piglet is really strong. The hyper aggro, beautiful. It's really, really solid. But yeah, so it's kind of one of those things where I really like. Mr. Smee is solid at 2/3/3 with the 2-drop. John Silver at 3/3 that has the power to however many locations you have, it gains that many lore and resist. So your goal is to kind of get 2 locations out early and fast, and that way when you have 2 locations, your John Silver is a 3/3 with 2 resist and 3 lore. And that's a really, really strong card that people have to get rid of. If not, this guy's going to be a problem, especially with the resist. Yes, you can kill the your locations that you're playing. However, if you're going to do that, you're wasting more resources to not deal with John Silver, which causes you a lot of problems, which is why I really, really like the card. Small Tinkerbell, it's just a shift. You want Tinkerbell as early as possible. It's always just a good card to play at those turns. Prince Eric is one of those cards that I really think is stealing the show when it comes to how good it is. It's a 2/2 for 4 uninkable. The only problem is it's an uninkable, but you don't have to worry about it. There's not a lot of uninkables that you kind of... I mean, the only ones you have is Prince Eric, your Dragonfire. Oh, no, there's a decent amount, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 16, 18 uninkables. That's a little too many, which is why we're playing a little bit different numbers. But 18 ink is really, really okay, especially with your mulligans. But Prince Eric at 4 is always good. You always want to kind of play it around that time. If you have Jim Hawkins at 5 as well, there's more options available for you. But Prince Eric is really good because when it dies, you get to banish a character, and that's really, really strong. I think that's just a better ability than what Cusco has. So then that says a lot, chat. That says a lot. That says a lot. But then we got Maui, just your essentials. Sad Beast, another essential. Tinkerbell at 4. It's something that I just always kind of put into any steel deck anyway. You just play Tinkerbells. Like, you just play Tinkerbells. It's fine. And then you got your Dragonfire to deal with your annoying cards around that turn 5 early. And then Teeth and Ambitions is also one of my favorite cards to play in Ruby. Obviously, we're not playing Be Prepareds. We don't do that anymore because we have Whole New Worlds and Grab Your Swords, which is already really, really good. Because the goal is to not make it to Be Prepared anyway. Like, the goal is to kind of just control the board early on, take over, pirate, win, easy, clap. So 2 Whole New Worlds to replenish if you need be. 4 Grab Your Sword so you Tinkerbell can sing it. And then we got the Bayou for more draw power. If you have too many uninkables, you can kind of shift the character, move a character there, tap, dap, bap, bap. You kind of do your thing. Agrabah for that passive income, baby. And then we got RLS Legacy, which is really cool. My goal is to get enchantments for all the locations because I think it is fun. I do genuinely believe it is really, really fun. And because of that, we're playing it. But yeah, chat, I think that's the pirate deck that we're going to be bringing on tomorrow. I'll probably build that deck and bring it to my locals for my league night so I can win some points, chat. But yeah, so that's kind of the. I should probably prepare this more, but it's okay. We're learning, chat. We're truly learning. This is always a learning experience every episode. You know what I mean? You know what I mean, chat? So yeah, we pirate deck is what I'm bringing. I think everyone should play fun stuff if your league isn't that serious. I always recommend doing that just because it's fun. If your locals are serious players, unfortunate, but still go. Have a good time. LGSs are important. You got to support them, and more people show up, better. Just because if you don't show up, then Lorcana might just die one day in that store. And you don't want that to happen. You don't want to be that. You don't want to do that to your store. I don't want to do that to my store, but I've been doing it. And that's not good. You'll be on your way to Enchant's location soon. Don't give me hope. Why would you just do that to me? No, yeah, we are going to be soon. For the ones that do know, you know. But for the ones that don't, I'm going to be excited very, very soon. However, chat, yeah, locations are really fun. My takes are very simple, very easy when it comes to locations. I do genuinely believe that there's a lot of opportunity there. And I think the best and most interesting thing about it kind of figured because there's only two people that know our future deal, and yeah, okay, hi Repo Man, hi. I will talk to you very, very soon on Friday. Gotta get down on Friday. Okay, that's enough Friday talk. But yeah, locations are really fun because it's like a beta version of locations right now. I think chapter 4, the locations are gonna break things. I mean, already we got like Queen's Palace, we got all that stuff that's really solid. But the fact that we're gonna have more opportunities, more options is very scary for a lot. We need more offensive things to handle location. Just feels like there's not enough. Yeah, there's only like 1 or 2 location hate card, right? So it's really not there yet. And look, if you utilize locations and more location cards get released, we might be in trouble. And because of that, things are crazy. But yeah, so that's kind of locations, INKLANDS, and everything else in between. I think next show we'll talk about more what events are coming out. Talk about probably a little bit of Glimmer Gauntlet because I mean not to trying to flex, but we got some guests that might be on the show. So we need a big Tinkerbell, but for locations. Exactly, that'd be so. I am a big fan of AOE, so I do like that. Because I hope like the next Cusco card. So if the next Cusco card does like AOE damage, I'm gonna be the happiest person because Tinkerbell's ability is my favorite ability, and Cusco's my favorite card. So that'd be so cool. But yeah. So speaking of Cusco, waiting for an amber location that permanently decreases opponent's strength. Oh, like a Kita, but like permanent. Oh, that'd be sick. But speaking of Cusco, there was a time. Chat, there was a time where somebody said when Helga got announced, this card stinks. Cusco will never see play ever again. He's the worst card to ever be made. I am exaggerating a little bit, chat, but those were the messages that I got. Okay? And so so then he did the thing that we all do. He read the card. Chat, he read the card. He read the thing. And he apologized. And we're good now. We're so good. And that is Mr. Inkspot Games. He is the one and only member of the Cusco community. We don't. It's the KC. We can't do the. Unfortunately, change the C to a. Doesn't work out. But yeah. So, Mr. Inkspot, I'm gonna call you right now. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about a lot. But you talk mad. But I forgive you. I wanted to do this in person as well, rather than just a tweet, because tweets are always okay. but we gotta talk about it. Hold on, chat. All right, let's talk about it. Hello, hello. Chat.
Yo,
What is up, Mr. Inkspot?
hang on.
Hanging on.
All right, can hear you.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful. Well,
I
sir, welcome to the show. Thank you so much for being on it. It's an honor to have you. But I
it,
want to start off with, tell me about Inkspot. How did it become? Why Lorcana? How Lorcana? What Lorcana? How? Why?
well, first of all, I don't know which is more of a bigger honor, me being on the show or this cold foil Cusco's Palace I'm staring at right
Oh,
now,
we're flexing our goodies right now. Okay, okay, Mister
right in front
Mister
of me.
Big Baller, Mister. I got my woo. I got my muscles. I see you. I see you. I see you.
It it only took me one box, so you know,
Hey,
but
hey, it's a skill issue, okay?
yeah,
We've
but
discussed this.
yeah. So to answer your question, obviously, like I've said before, before Lorcana, I still do to a very high degree. I mainly was in Yu-Gi-Oh, and that's kind of the game I've been playing for quite a long time. Did some Yu-Gi-Oh content, and I started playing Lorcana mainly because my wife wouldn't want to learn Yu-Gi-Oh because
Of
it's
course, I
too
get it.
like it's
Try
too
teaching her
ridiculous.
U-links, you know?
Yeah, like and when I first heard about this game, I was like, oh, it'd be cool to, start with something kind of at the ground floor, and kind of jump into it, as it's growing popularity. And I like making content on stuff. I just like doing gameplay and discussions and stuff like that. So, plus I like the community. The community had good first impression on me, so that was really cool to see. But yeah, just kind of started making content. I would say probably like May of last year is probably when I put the first one up, something
Nice.
like that. Um, but yeah, I've liked it so far, definitely.
Yeah. I've told this to everyone that's kind of been like, how I played Lorcana. Everyone, like, there's so much emphasis on like bringing people together, and
Yeah,
like it's so magical. And I mentioned this earlier as well, and like it's just so true. Everyone that ever comes on, it's like, yeah, I just wanted to play it. Yu-Gi-Oh was a little too much. So what other game to learn with other people? Lorcana is just that, and it's just so magical as well. I mean, how can you not be excited when you're playing, I don't know, your favorite character ever? It's just so good.
yeah, and like at first I really viewed it as like a palate cleanser, because like you would spend so many hours preparing for a regional or a YCS kind of with your circle and doing all that, and it was nice kind of sitting down playing some nice casual games of Lorcana like when it first
Right.
came out. And one thing that I'm really happy to see that I'm sure we'll talk about is how much depth the game actually has.
Mm-hmm.
um Something that people were probably a little concerned with at first, but I think in terms of an overall kind of design for it, it's been
Yeah.
definitely headed in the right direction.
Oh, absolutely. And like you said, like I think the best like to way to kind of just like intro that conversation is like it is a really easy to game to teach to anyone. Like I can sit down, teach someone the game, like the basics and how to play, and like they can play a full game and win potentially with like
Yeah,
your starter decks in like 30 minutes. It'll take you 30 minutes to teach the game. Just read the cards and go. Because you can't really teach every single card. That's just hard to do. But they can learn it and it's good. But like you said, there's so much depth and it's so hard to master because there's so many interactions that you kind of have to learn if you're in the competitive, well, if you just play it more seriously.
yeah, yeah. Like it's funny because the way they've kind of released this game, the first couple sets, like the first chapter was like the perfect introductory set, right?
Beautiful.
It was very much, at least from I guess if you want to call it competitive standpoint, like it was very much all the good stuff cards come together, and like that's kind of like the best deck. And you like anyone could theoretically, like you said, kind of hop into it, learn it, and take some games, whether it be at home or if your game store was running leagues or whatever. And the next two sets definitely sort of built on that.
Absolutely.
And if you're someone like the people I've introduced to the game who kind of started day one, like you're able to your skills are able to grow with each set as more things are being introduced. You know, because if you look at the game now with like the locations and stuff, like at first people were very like, oh, I don't know about this. We're starting to get some weird stuff. But now, like, I think they've like seamlessly been made themselves like a part of the game, and I like them a lot. So
yeah, a lot of the the decks that we've seen early. I mean, it's a little too early, obviously, but most of them are running like at least two locations, one location, that are like topping those events, and that's really exciting to see, because I think it's whatever Ravensburg is kind of working, and like people, as much as they had like their own faults, and you know we've seen the mistakes and small issues that they had over the last 6+ months now. But I think the way they're evolving the game is in a pace that's really digestible, and really just it's just so helpful for anyone, whether be people like you that played very like complicated game to pick up and continue, or people that just learn how to tap for two. And it's just that I think the Ravensburg, I have to give them that credit, where it's like they are doing a perfect job in that design aspect.
Yeah, and you know, one thing I always like to say, at least with, you know, this set that just came out, is I feel like Lorcana proper sort of officially started with this set, because from I guess from what we know, it's like they've had this game design the first 3 or 4 sets down already, and I guess they wanted to sort of keep introducing these new things, and now that, you know, locations are clearly not just some gimmick, they're a core mechanic that's going to be a part of the game forever. Yeah, we're finally seeing what the game is about. It's, you know, not just I get a bunch of good cards together and eventually get the 20 lore. It's like, no, now there's actual decisions to make, you know? And yeah, from a game design standpoint, it's definitely in a good spot, even with some of these ridiculous wombo combos that are incredibly easy to beat with simple spot removal. You know, I think there's like maybe 1 or 2 cards where I'm like, maybe this shouldn't be in the game. But other than that, I think they've done a good job so far.
Yeah, I mean, Repo Man says most first sets are basic to people to get into the game. Chapter 1, like Yu-Gi-Oh's Legend of Blue Eyes White Dragon, which is kind of true, but like I think that it's a little bit more in depth than that, if anything, because like there's a lot more intricacies on like Chapter 1 Yu-Gi-Oh. I mean, Chapter 1 Legends of Blue Eyes, where it was just basically Raigeki, pot of greed or bust type of situation. So
yeah, like not to get on too much of a Yu-Gi-Oh tangent here, but like Legend of Blue Eyes Yu-Gi-Oh was terrible.
Yeah.
Like if you really, if like
you can play it right now,
awful.
and it's awful. It's
go put the most optimized Legend of Blue Eyes deck together and play a game, and you're like, wow, this game sucks. It's amazing. The only reason they didn't get to that point is people couldn't afford 3 Raigekis, but you know,
limited and all. Yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, like you said, the beginning of Yu-Gi-Oh is I think it's significantly different. Obviously, times have changed. People figured out more card games, how to do things. But the first set of Lorcana, the gameplay was very kind of complete. Like it was basic, but like you did everything. There other than locations that we didn't know about, but like you got all of the game. It wasn't just like normal summon Sonic Bird, whatever that 1500 Windbird was at Legend of Blue Eyes, and just had your field spell in just one game. It's a little bit more than that.
Like the core idea of Lorcana, like questing for 20, getting 20 lore, that is something that's never going to change. Just like now, obviously there might be alternate win conditions, but with a game like Yu-Gi-Oh and other card games for that matter, like the kind of core mechanics of it have changed dramatically throughout the years. Where sure, the goal is to still get your opponent down to 8,000 life points, but it's not as straightforward as it once was, obviously. And you know, who knows, down the road, Lorcana might be that way too. But I think just the way it's designed with its resource system and how you play certain cards, I think kind of that core gameplay is always going to be there.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. And shout out Citizen Lorcana saying Lorcana is life. I agree, Mr. Citizen. It is life. But yeah, no, it's just I don't think we'll ever get a change of the it is this, and we did it. And hopefully, you know, power creep isn't as scary as other card games that we've seen. And I think just I don't know. This game gives me so much hope, unlike the other card games that are out right now. Like there's so much potential, and there's so much IP to explore, and there's just so much. And I know the set art just came out, but like I'm already excited. You know, I'm excited to build things. I'm excited to figure out, but I'm also excited for the future. And I think a lot of card games just don't have that because they either don't pace their releases, don't do much, they do too much, or just doesn't work out. So and every set so far has been great cards that people want, people need, and it's been consistently unskippable sets for people that want to play the game. And I think just overall so good. But speaking of building, what are you building?
So I've been playing two different decks. One is the popular pirate deck that I feel like everyone's been playing.
Yeah.
I think that deck in particular is kind of the perfect kind of introductory point to this set.
Yes.
Because it utilizes a bunch of different things that this set is introducing, but kind of sticking to a very straightforward Lorcana game plan. And the other deck I've been playing is Ruby Sapphire. You know, taking advantage of you know, the Scrooges and all that stuff, items and things like that. And that deck kind of has been my answer to the Jafar Wombo combo sort of thing, with because Ruby Sapphire has a lot of spot removal at turn 5, 6, and 7 to sort of deal with those things.
Right.
You know, so that's been really fun. But yeah, I've been tinkering with pirates. Huh?
Are you playing the Manor?
The McDuck Manor?
Yeah.
I'm playing Montanui. The location I'm playing are Montanui and Agrabah, and there are 2 more location slots I'm trying to fill in, either for Manor or Bell's house.
Oh, okay. Oh, well, because you're playing item heavy, right? It's just kind of nice to have that extra one.
Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, I like that. I like that deck a lot, though. I heard what you were saying about Prince Eric. Prince Eric is probably like a top 3 favorite card of mine in this set. I love that.
A great card. It's so perfectly designed. It's a strong ability. Doesn't have a lot of attack, but it is a threat. Like you have to get rid of it. It's like a so much better version of Flynn. Like it's just that worse, more scary version of that. It's the 2/2 doesn't do enough damage. It will die to things if you sneeze on it, and it's just the perfect ink count at 4. They didn't make it inkable to make him extra strong. It's just so wrapped up to a little bow, and it's so strong. Like it's not problematic, but it's so strong.
Yeah, pair it with Teeth and Ambitions. You're looking at some serious removal there. Yeah. Yeah, I love that card. I love the new Piglet. I think the Piglet is not talked about enough.
The green fossil decks are rocking in. It's just
yeah. Whenever he hits the board, it's like uh-oh.
Got a deal.
You know. Yeah. Yeah, there's just this set, I really like this set a lot. It's introduced some really good things. And again, like we look at the ridiculous cards like Jafar, it's like, yeah, when that fires off, it's obnoxious, but he can be dealt with.
Sure.
You know, he's not like this super impossible threat, and there are ways to deal with him to make that little combo essentially not work. And again, that just goes back to how well they've balanced things so far. Yeah. The only card I have a real issue with overall is A Whole New World.
Yes. Wheel is not something that design wise should have worked, but they are doing it, and that's okay. We got to deal with it. But yeah, no, I do also have an issue with that card because historically, draw 7 is not good.
Yeah, and being able to use that in theory 4 times.
Yeah.
Like I don't know to me that's one of the more like uninteractive cards in the game where it's just like, well,
Problem.
If the biggest drawback is that your opponent also gets to draw cards,
Sure.
It's an insanely busted card. Plus, it's a song, so
Yeah.
But
It doesn't.
but yeah, I think that's like the one card I probably have an issue with in the entire game, though. And if that's the case, then so far it's really, really well designed.
Yeah.
So far.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think like I know people are Be Prepared, Whole New World. Those are the two, but I think if they were to just like, okay, we got to do something. I think Be like Whole New World is the key card that might cause problems.
Yeah.
And it's just I don't know. Wheel was a bad idea in Magic the Gathering, and it's banned forever, and I don't see it changing. And I think it might happen here as well. Well, speaking of that, OP, do I know we discussed it on Twitter for a bit, but like, is that something that might happen? Do we think balances might occur? And if so, is that just going to be 2 cards? Be Prepared, a Whole New World, or is it something that just going to be like, there's just not enough cards to actually ban hammer anything?
I think eventually it has to, but not yet.
Yeah.
Like there hasn't been any sanctioned play yet. Like anything tournament wise that happens right now is like non-canon almost, because it's not really official Lorcana play from Ravensburger. Like once you kind of have like, I don't know, maybe a year of sanctioned tournament play, and we're getting into like regionals and nationals and things like that,
right,
and they start to get actual data, then we'll probably see that. Again, I think any card game needs to be able to balance itself, whether it be ban lists or limited lists or whatever. I do think that Lorcana is eventually going to use set rotation, because most card games do, and sometimes that's a kind of a taboo thing for people. People don't like it when their cards are rotated out, but it keeps the game fresh moving forward. So yeah, I do think eventually there is going to be some kind of balancing system for cards that are broken, because and we see this all the time in Yu-Gi-Oh! Down the line, there could be a card that wasn't that good now, but then completely is busted with some other card that's released down the line. So they're going to have something to balance things out if it gets too out of control. Just it's going to take a little bit, I think.
Yeah, I agree too. And like with rotation, I think a lot of people are like, I don't feel like it as well. But on a more positive side, I think there's options to like reprint cards if they ever want to bring cards back. Magic the Gathering does. Like you can just make, I don't know, like Ursula Deceiver of All, the same card, everything the same, with just a different art, and they'll have
different art,
and it'll be fine. Just like Ursula can look so different all the time. I think that also helps as well. And with the banning, I do agree there has to be a balance. They have to figure something out. And eventually they will. And with what, like 600 card pool, is it necessary? Like you said, not yet.
Not yet. And I've had this debate with people, like, with certain things when it comes to like what to ban or set rotation or things like that. And like you said, like certain cards can get reprinted in set rotation. Like I don't think you can rely on card design alone to balance the game. Because I think that's when you start running into issues. Like, it's very easy to say, oh, well, in future sets, just make something to counter the broken cards or whatever. But like, I personally don't, and maybe this is the Yu-Gi-Oh player in me, but I personally don't trust card design alone to balance a game when there are very broken cards already.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I mean, they just did that with like SB Knight. It was like, oh, IP.
Oh my god,
IP is a problem. Let's just make it another one. Like, okay.
I pulled that card from a booster pack, and my friends friggin' hate me.
Shout out $80 card, by the way. That's awesome.
Yeah, oh my gosh.
But yeah, I think you're so right. I think that's like kind of the trauma that Yu-Gi-Oh players, ex Yu-Gi-Oh players into Lorcana just has. Be like, please don't fix the problem by making another problem that's much worse to deal with. And I do genuinely think, I think Ravensburger is good enough to figure that out, and I'm hopeful. And I think that's just going to be the future. I think they're going to balance things out. It's going to be great. We're not going to have tier 0 formats. We're not going to deal with that. It's going to be all fun. And yeah, I think reprints would be definitely fun too as well. So yeah, so much to do. Hopefully, they figure it out. Hopefully, the OP events look as cool as the France thing. I don't know if you've seen that one.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Imagine
That gives me so much hope.
Oh.
That if that's just a little taste of what they're kind of planning for these things to look like, oh man, that's so good. Just putting that much care into your presentation, because not all games do that. That's for sure.
Nope. I'm assuming you've seen them. We've seen the streams. They're tough. They're tough to look at, and yeah, it's definitely something to. Oh, that's so important too. Like the visual impact of the game. Like the Pokemon championships, they just have so much things happening. Their worlds or even their like championships around town. It's just so good, and it's so important to have that because people want to watch these games, and if it looks ugly, they're gonna get bored. It's just part of it.
Yeah, you know, I think there's a bunch of different things that they can do to definitely grow it and make it, because their whole goal is to put it in that upper tier with the big three, right?
Yeah.
They want it to be flirting with those games. And you know, one of the only games that kind of do that within the last decade has been, I don't know, One Piece. So it's very very hard, and a big part of that is it has to present well. Like,
Yeah.
you know, no offense to the true hero of Lorcana, Pavel, but like they gotta make some kind of digital client eventually.
Yeah.
They just have to.
I agree.
You know,
I believe they're working on it, so we just got to keep hoping. Hopefully, do that because it's so important. I do agree. I think Bandai does that mistake quite a bit with their clients. Like they did, Digimon was supposed to get a digital client, never did. The game kind of fizzled out. Their Dragon Ball Z games are. This is the third Dragon Ball Z card game, so
yeah,
it's just they got to do it. And like One Piece is, it's such an insane IP, but they have to keep that up with an online client too. And hopefully, Lorcana, like you said, will do it as soon as possible because it's very important for just a worldwide thing.
yeah, and yeah, with Yu-Gi-Oh and Master Duel, like that's a whole separate
Over.
format. Yeah, but it's in their world championships now, and it's a big deal, and people like that. So, you know, again, this is all stuff that's very much down the road, but I just hope that Ravensburger kind of takes these different ideas into consideration, and you know, continue to grow the game. There was a big, because they do have some recovery, because there was a lot of chatter about this game when it first came out.
Right.
People couldn't get products, so then a lot of people couldn't really play the game, and I feel like there's been kind of a big recovery period from that.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, just continue building it up. You know, make it look impressive, make it stand out.
They're kind of doing it, man. I mean, I know it's probably the optimism speaking, but like, they like this. It's so hard to make Disney look boring. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
it's Disney. Like the entire reason why we fell in love with the IP is the magical atmosphere that they provide. So I can only imagine that it's gonna. It has to. It has to. If not, we got some bad news. But we love the game. We will continue playing it because it's a great game, and it's better than, honestly, gameplay wise, better than a few card games out there right now.
You mean an interactive card game where there's back and forth and, you know,
what?
not just one turn big combos.
Yeah, absolutely.
Boy, what a weird concept.
Boy, tier 0 format over there. Oh boy.
Not only a tier 0 format, a $1,500 tier 0 format.
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
Oh my gosh.
Absolutely. And I know at the beginning of the game, Lorcana, people were like, this is too expensive. This is too expensive. I'm like, it's actually like not that crazy.
It still is.
Yeah, it's just
in comparison.
Yeah, so it's like it's tough, unfortunately, but like historically, those big three card games that are competitive, their decks have been historically expensive. So it's on the cheaper end, but it's still expensive. But it's still playable. It's interactive, like you said. But quick little question about that actually. The YCS. How do you feel about it? How do you feel about the 3v3 situation? A little drama.
Oh boy.
Just a quick. You don't have to get too much detail. I know it's Lorcana, but like I am curious now because this is a
I
conversation.
I also don't want Konami to come find me and because they can be weird about that stuff. But my overall thing is the biggest problem with Yu-Gi-Oh is that it's still there's a lot of rules in it where it's like this is a child's card game where it's mainly being played by 30-year-old men. And one of the top sort of Yu-Gi-Oh content creators got a game loss for using profanity, and he used profanity while on the stream.
Awful. And it wasn't like a bad, like it wasn't like it was just like a damn, it's just like what
it technically wasn't like it was against their policy, but still that's for a game loss that's incredibly cringe. And I just hope that in terms of how that final went with the behavior of some of the competitors, the winners per se, who I just hope that people can look at that and be like, okay, that's kind of the stigma that card game players have, right? Is that they can be arrogant, they can be toxic, especially in the Yu-Gi-Oh community. I'm shocked that every single person, if I feel like in the Yu-Gi-Oh community and many other card games have taken on the personality of Seto Kaiba somehow, and it's amazing. But I hope that people can sort of look at that and be like, okay, we can't have any of that, because then
absolutely
situations like that right along. But
yeah, I agree. I mean, I'm never going to talk about the big problem that was in that team that we're not going to talk about. That should have even been on the event, because no. So like I do agree. The fact that Sam got a game loss in one of the most important games because of something so silly is very unnecessary, especially like I don't know. It was just a bad look, and I think the community is like, "What did you just do, Mr. Konami?" But yeah, I appreciate the take, because it's good to know that I'm not alone in that. Even though I'm a person that's watching afar because my deck is dead, and Flu did top, so like shout out my birds.
Oh, you play Flu?
Don't hate me. Don't hate me. Don't hate me.
No.
Don't hate me.
Listen. I was, still am, a day one Flu player. Day one. The second Flu came out, that was my deck. And guess what? I still play it to this day.
Okay. I love you more
and
now.
You will be very happy to know that Fluandereeze is competitively viable right now in this current format. So, oh yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yep. Birds. So you got something there.
Birds. I love my birds. Birds are so cool. Yeah.
My friends hate it. My friends hate when I play it, but you know what?
I get bullied too. It's okay. Look how cute they are, chat. Oh, look at them. Look at the burbs.
Normal Rabina, Search Eaglin.
Normal Rabina. Okay, yeah, this has become a Yu-Gi-Oh chat. But yeah, but yeah, Mr. Inkspot. As the night is about to end, I really appreciate your time as always. This chat was really wonderful. And again, thank you so much for being on the show. It's an honor to have you. I've been watching your stuff for a bit now, and I really enjoy your content. I do. As much as you slandered my boy for a bit there, but we're not going to talk about that.
Listen,
we forgive and we learn.
Listen, the fact that I might be the first Lorcana content creator to make an apology video.
You might
so
be.
I have that going for me.
You should put that in your bio. First Lorcana apologist.
Yeah, honestly, first to apologize. That's just classic. Not Yu-Gi-Oh player not reading cards. So
of course.
Yeah, but yeah, it's been fun, man. Definitely love being on and having a chat.
I can find you as I let you off into the sunset, aka Nightfall.
Yeah. All right. So you can find me on YouTube and Twitch, just Inkspot Games. I'm also on Twitter. I'm I've become more active on there. You know, if you're in the InkSpot community on Twitter, you'll probably see me on there at some point. So, you know, those are where you can mainly find me.
All right, sweet. I'm gonna link those out in the chat as well. Eventually, the technology will get better, and I have like more people, more things, but you'll be on the screen and stuff. But for now, it's gonna be a little iffy. But again, thank you so much. It means a lot that you wanted to come on. I really appreciate it. Imposter Syndrome Israel, and thank you so much, and have a wonderful night.
Thank you. You too.
Keep burping, dude. Awesome. Let's go.
Yeah.
Hell
Flu,
yeah.
flu for life, baby.
Blue for life. Let's go.
Have a good one.
You too. Bye. Chat. Look at my legs. Look at those legs, dude. I did leg day. No, I didn't. Why am I lying to you, chat? We didn't do leg day. We never do leg day. We do arm day, baby. All day. Okay, chat. I'm gonna wrap this up real quick. Before things get goofy. So your boy is on the quest to find her Melina. Well, his Melina. You know what I mean? If you know, you know. Chat. If you know, you know. You know. So I'm gonna head off the nights. Y'all have a wonderful night. This show is phenomenal. I don't understand why people are coming and saying hello and being nice to me. It's it's very unreal. Like, we'll be done in 30 minutes. Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much, Turn for Two. Like I said, I will like to be on the show. But I'm gonna be off onto my nights. Hold on, chat. Hold on. Don't leave. Chat. Hold on, chat. We gotta take a selfie. I'm gonna do this thing where we take selfies every time we leave. Okay, chat. Smile. Chat. You're not smiling. Chat. Wait, hold on, chat. Chat. Smile. Chat. Smile. Smile. Chat. Smile. We're smiling. Chat. We're smiling. Yeah. Okay, cool. Sweet. we're gonna take selfies every once in a while. You know, it's gonna be fun. He's smiling. Hell yeah. Let's go. But yeah, y'all have a wonderful night. I'll see you guys on Thursday with the guests announced by Thursday. Those guests are great. We're gonna talk a lot. And if you're new here, hit that follow button. If you're already followed it, you're fantastic. See, you get 2 compliments if you do follow. But that's Curtis thing. I can't steal that. But y'all have a wonderful night. Boom, baby.